We've all been there when we've experienced a setback or a challenge that shakes up our life enough to throw us off our pivot, taking us off the grind momentarily. It happens to all of us, and you'd be lying if you said it never happened to you. So let's talk about it. How to get out of a rut. First things first, I've been in multiple ruts in my life. I've been lost before, living without a purpose or an aim, and those are the worst times. Then there are the type of the ruts where I've just recently experienced about 2 to 3 weeks ago. I caught a nasty flu or virus or whatever it was that took me out of commission for a week and a half. I lost 10 pounds because I couldn't eat or drink water, and all I really did was sleep and let my body fight the sickness off. For a guy like myself who was into fitness, I was pretty devastated after losing 10 pounds because I felt like I worked so hard to achieve the physique that I have. On top of that, I was feeling demotivated because I stopped doing my daily routines like meditation, stretching, walking outdoors, eating clean, working out, playing volleyball, taking care of my family, reading, etc., etc. All the things I normally do on a day-to-day basis to keep my mind sharp and active, I was no longer doing, and I lost all the motivation to do so. I really just wanted to continue to lay on my bed and do nothing for the foreseeable future. I know everyone's been here before. It's a natural part of the grind, especially when you face setbacks and challenges. When they start to stack up against you, you can easily be dissuaded by that and want to give up. But it's likely you have bounced back in the past, and guess what? It's likely you will bounce back in the future as well. I'm going to outline all the things that I did personally in order to get back on track in my own life. And hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of perspective of how you can maybe deal with getting into it. Maybe if you're in a rut, how to get out of it, or maybe for a future rut. Number one, getting your mind right. Sometimes when you feel off, you need that external motivation. Personally, I like to watch motivational clips and montages to get my mind motivated again. There are some really good videos out there. If you just type in motivational speech or clips on YouTube, you'll be sure to find some. I do that first to prime my mind back into thinking positively and thinking about my goals, basically to realign myself with my goals. Meditation has also been a huge part of my life in the last 5 years. I used to be super emotional and get mad over everything before I started meditation. And now it was a gradual process, but over time I got to reap the benefits, and now I'm much more calmer and at peace because of it. I don't do anything crazy with it too. Just when I wake up, I meditate by focusing on my breath or my breathing and try my best to let all the thoughts pass through my mind without putting any focus on them. This has been a major help to me in my life, and I highly recommend it, even though it might sound corny at first, like who's really meditating, but there are really a lot of life-changing benefits that come with it if you do it for a long enough period of time. Now, another thing I do to sharpen my mind is reading nonfiction books where you can actually learn something tangible. I read 1 chapter a day minimum, so it's very simple and sustainable to do even when life gets busy. It's just 1 chapter, man. With the rise of social media and doom scrolling, implementing habits like reading or really anything that gets you off the screen for like 30 minutes is very beneficial. You're going to end up spending a lot of your time looking at one device or another if you think about it, especially if you work at an office job or tech or whatever. If you happen to work a job where you are on the field or doing some labor or something like that, then yeah, you could be fine. But still, you know at the end of the day if you are spending too much time on the screen or not. Regardless, exposing yourself to motivational content, doing meditation, and reading are all great ways to get your mind right. Number two, get your body right. I hope everyone watching this does some sort of physical activity. It can be as simple as walking outside every day, working out, lifting weights, or even something recreational like playing a sport or even like hot yoga. Just anything that gets your body moving and grooving. If you're not staying active, that is definitely something you need to implement in your life. We are in a sitting economy, so you're either sitting at a desk, in your car, or just sitting in general for most of the day. And humans are not built to be that way. And I guarantee there are going to be a lot of problems in the future because of this. Anyway, when you are in a rut, being active becomes that much more important. Forcing yourself to do some sort of physical activity of any kind will greatly benefit your energy levels and even your mind. Dopamine will be produced and your mood will greatly improve because of this. Now, I've been working out for the past decade or so I'm not looking to be a pro or anything like that either, but I just enjoy working out and look to improve every single day. So for me, when I was in my rut, I forced my ass to get in the gym and do at least 50% of intensity for my workout. Doing this greatly improved my mood. It was a small win that I could build on the next day as I slowly gained momentum to pick myself up out of this rut. Number 3, build momentum. Now, momentum is super crucial when trying to get out of a rut. All of your previous momentum was cut, so you must rebuild from scratch. That's why everything I've mentioned up until this point was small habits that I personally use to better my life. But if you compile all of those together, then you slowly start to build momentum. Have you guys ever heard the saying, life is a marathon, not a sprint? Well, that's facts. And especially in this case, if you try to sprint off the rip when trying to get out of a rut, you will quickly burn out halfway through the race and take the L. You need to move at a sustainable pace in order to stay in the race for the entire time and have a chance to take the W. So in my case, I did my first workout at 50% intensity in order to stay in the race and build up momentum again slowly but surely. Once you start to build the momentum, it will compound over time due to the compound effects. If you guys have never heard of this compound effect, then the best way to explain it is the classic example of investing into index funds for 40 years compared to 10 years. So index funds have an average return of, let's say, 8 to 10% yearly. And if you only invest $1,000 initially and never invest it again, in 40 years, you would have about $22,000. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money, and that's only with $1,000 investment. If you were to reinvest, let's say $500 a month after your initial investment, then you would have roughly $1.6 million. Now, that's a considerable amount of money wherever you are in the world. And that is the compound effect, my friends. So that can be applied to all areas of life too, if you really think about it. If you think about the initial $1,000 investment, that could be similar to your effort right out the gate after being in a rut. And then the $500 monthly is a sustainable effort you will put in over time and put it all together over a long enough period of time. And hopefully you'll be in a significantly better position. Actually, not even hopefully, you will be in a significantly better position than when you first started. Hopefully that makes sense. You will build confidence as you gain momentum, which will further your ascent. So this 3-step plan can really help you to bounce back from whatever setback you may have faced. Some honorable mentions that I would also use when trying to get out of a rut are journaling. Journaling really helps to organize your thoughts and realign yourself with your goals and can basically clear out a path for you to start working on those goals again. Another one is literally doing nothing for a whole day and just disconnecting. I would avoid using social media this day, but maybe you want to play video games for the entire day. Maybe you want to watch movies, shows, whatever you want to do, you can do guilt-free, but just with the understanding that the next day you will wake up and get straight to business on your goals. Sometimes when you're in a rut, it's your body and your mind telling you that you're burnt out. So sometimes doing nothing is better than trying to force yourself to be productive. Well, there you guys have it. This is a simple guide to help you guys get out of a rut. Hopefully you guys use some of these tools if you are currently in a rut or maybe in a future rut. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are some things that you personally do when you guys are in a rut? Anyway, as always, thanks for watching and stay frosty, my friends.